Why he cuff on Cooper like that though? He just cuffed that like.
Cooper tried to duck at the
Cooper
last
tried
minute.
to get out of that.
Cooper kept
He
it going
tried to
though.
get out
He
of
jumped
that.
and ducked.
Yo, Cooper tried to get out of that line of work real quick. He was like,
So
I
that
don't
play
play
would have been
basketball.
crazy if Cooper would have banged his head against the glass and shattered it. Been the greatest play in sports history, yo.
What's up, good people of War Room World? Welcome to another edition of Inside the War Room, 2013 NBA Finals edition. I'm one of your hosts, Devin McMillan, and I'm here with my partners from War Room Sports, Jimmy Williams.
WRS, baby. We revolutionizing ish. You know what I mean?
Austin, the hot block commander.
I'm a hero in your hometown, baby, and your mom's bedroom.
All right, so like we've been doing for this whole NBA Finals series, we come at you after the games for a recap and a preview of the next game. So Game 5 went down in San Antonio. The Spurs got a 10-point win, 114-104, but the final score was really not indicative of how the game went in the second half. The game was indicative of the way the rest of the series has gone, except for Game 1, when we got that teaser thinking we were going to get a good series. Now, we probably have a lot of fans out there who think this is a great series just because it looked like it's going to go 6 or 7. But if you have 6 whack games out of a 7-game series,
you got a whack series.
Yeah, exactly. So how good is the series really? Jimmy, how did this one play out the way it played out? I mean,
it's like watching
for a while, just like the rest.
Yo, watching this series, man, like I told you, it's dreadful, it's horrible, it's bad basketball. I mean, you see good basketball in spurts. The runs are out of control. 15-0 run here, you know what I mean? 22 run there. I've never seen nothing like this before. It seems like one coach makes adjustments and the other one forgets how to coach. Yo, but I can't even really say that because even in the games they lost, Pop still outcoached the ball. But it's just a coaching clinic Pop is putting on right now. No team has won 2 games in a row, and I don't even know if that'll happen or not. But it just wasn't good basketball at all. Yo, Danny Green is making a name for himself. He's bringing light-skinned dudes back, and you know.
Off on your own, girl.
Now, Jimmy, you just made a great point about the 2 games in a row because it seems, like whoever can do that. I mean, if it stays on the seesaw because the Spurs won first, you could assume that they would win the series in 7. However, if they're the first team to win 2 in a row,
Miami's out of here.
Game 6, it'd be over. But not Miami has to win 2 in a row to win the series. So if somebody can break this seesaw, then you'll have yourself an NBA champion. The coaching aspects. I actually thought the Manu Ginobili move was a good move, not because of how it played out. Like this is not a hindsight speech. When I heard the move was going to be made, I thought this was good to try to get Manu into a flow.
Take him off the ball.
Yeah, he had been playing like excrement the whole series. So I figure if you throw him in there with the starting lineup, even if he's still stinking it up a little bit, he can try to get into a rhythm of the game rather than throwing him in there as a backup into an important situation and he still stink. So I thought if that was what Pop was trying to do, I think he pretty much succeeded because, he got into an early flow, distributing and actually scoring the ball. And Manu ended up having a monster game, the one that a lot of people was waiting for from him. B. Austin, what were your observations?
Yo, first of all, I want to talk to the pom-poms, on Twitter and social media. Listen, man, nobody bashes Raymond James more than me, but stop acting like he's not the greatest player in the world just because of that game. We already know that under pressure, his pipes burst, but that doesn't mean that he's not the greatest in the world. Now, shout out to Coach Popovich because Coach Pop is obviously a grand chess wizard. And here's how. Number 1, you start Manu. Not just because of the rhythm thing with Manu and trying to, encourage what is known as a prolific scorer to get back in the groove. But did you see the matchup that Manu that created? Mike Miller and Ray Allen can't guard Manu 40 years in the future.
Dwayne Wade can't guard him.
Yeah, Dwayne
Wade can't guard him.
Dwayne Wade don't want no problems either. Dwayne Wade doesn't. But what I've noticed is that the Heat started trapping Tony Parker off of the pick and roll. If you notice last game, They went to the pick and roll, but sparingly. They basically, in the second half of that game, said, Tony Parker, if they're going to put LeBron on you, you are the fastest guard in the league since Allen Iverson. Blow by that dude. And that's exactly what he did. They gave Manu the ball at the top of the key and said, go one-on-one. And they said, Tony Parker, go one-on-one. And that's no knock to LeBron, because LeBron, to even be out there on Tony Parker, that is – he's a phenom. But LeBron can't stand.
I don't think so. It's because you put him out there. He can't guard you.
He can't.
I'm not impressed. You can put me out there. You gonna give me the same props just because you out there, Dad?
Just because you out there, dog.
Blown by me the same way you blown by me.
But they know you there, though.
Blowing LeBron's doors off, and then the
Jimmy,
other coaching.
Was, though,
hold on, man. The other coaching move that I noticed was your man Boris Diaw.
Just making a joke.
Boris Diaw was locking LeBron. The top five greatest, most versatile players. Shout out to Akil Bayon, the doctor. Shrek locking him down.
Yo, Shrek didn't do nothing but back off and give him 18 foot to shoot a jump shot, and LeBron kept taking jump shots.
And it worked.
Yeah, I mean, look, if LeBron gonna settle for the jump shot, I mean, you know, it wasn't like he was really like locking him down. My man he backed up 10 feet, and LeBron just kept shooting jump shots.
There were a few layups he missed, and, you know, that's not even coming from me. That's coming from LeBron in the press conference. He threw Wade under the bus, though, because he wasn't going down by himself. He said between the two of us, we missed about 12 layups. I'm Wade. I'm like, yo, you better speak for yourself. But, I think the Spurs, they made some adjustments defensively. And the way that the ball movement was going on offense was a thing of beauty.
Jeez.
And that's kind of what basketball is all about. Because
strong side, weak side, strong side, weak side.
The ball was just moving, and it was causing everybody on Miami to, you know, test their get-out skills. And it always ended up in the right hand. They get out to that ball. But it always ended up into the right person's hand, which of course was Danny Green.
Of course, if Ray Allen is closing out.
Ray Allen was the only one balling near the end of the game.
Yeah, but hold on, though.
I'm not used to giving Ray those
offense.
Yo, after my man had 20-some-odd threes, he still was getting wide open looks, man. Yeah. Like a coach will teach you in Little League, nobody moves faster than the ball, man. The Spurs, grown man ball is something they got to deal with. They were moving the rock around, and Danny Green was getting wide open threes. And I'm sitting there watching. It's like, yo, it's nobody within 5 feet of him. He already has the record for the most threes in finals history.
And he's
still getting open looks.
I'm not understanding, Jim. We talked about this after Game 3.
We told him. We tried to coach the heat up.
They have Tony Parker, basically, who gets into the lane. It's not like you have to worry about a LeBron, a Wade, you know, and whoever else getting into the lane. They have one dude who's going to get into the lane and suck the defense in. So there has to be, if a guy is setting NBA Finals records, that's the guy that you just can't help off of. You know, everybody else, you know, you can still do your thing and try to barricade Tony and make him pass the ball, but you can't help off of a guy who's hit 20 plus 3-pointers in the series. As I'm watching it, I feel like they like, man, that's Danny Green, man. He gotta like go cold eventually.
He's not going to.
He just won't go cold, yo.
I've been thinking the same thing.
6 and 7,
he's probably gonna go cold. The same thing. He's Danny Green. He's not gonna keep hitting that.
Let them jokers keep messing around. They're gonna be saying that at home in a couple days.
So let me since we're on the topic of Danny Green, I was gonna try to hold this to the end, but okay. 5 games in the book. Game 6 on Tuesday evening. Let's say Danny Green has another game where he hits another 3 threes, ends up with 16 points, and the Spurs actually close him out. Another 16 or so points. Does that assure Danny Green an MVP of the series?
Yo, I thought about it.
Or do you think the superstar factor in this, you know, won't allow them to
Ted Al, you just said it right there. You just said it. They're not going to give it to him. They're going to give it to Tony Parker.
I'm interested in seeing, because I'm like, how can they not at this point? I mean, Tony Parker's doing his thing, but he wasn't a consistent 5-game dominator so far.
Yeah, but Tony Parker's also doing.
He makes it all happen.
Tony Parker is playing. You know, he's playing great, but he's also doing like Samsung ads in between quarters. Because I mean, I don't know if you've seen him on the sideline, because he looked just like the boy Jesse Williams. But
who is that? Who is Jesse Williams? Who is that dude?
You don't watch enough Netflix
come on,
TV.
man. Grey's Anatomy, man.
And
Oh, my
any
fault.
any any woman that's watching right now probably gonna
Yeah,
shoot you for asking that.
I'm
But
better
yeah.
looking than him.
Ladies, at me, but if you are watching, by the way, go ahead, Lil.
so yeah, it's really gonna be interesting to see if they do close it out. If Danny Green can get the MVP, um, or will they continue this tradition of the superstar has to get
Superstar.
it
You
from one
know,
of
the
them.
interesting thing is, Dev, even if a Heat player decides to get inside of his uniform and not let him shoot, yo, my man Gary Neal and Kawhi Leonard, they can knock it down as well. They got a
Yeah, I
lot
mean
of
Kawhi
shooting.
Leonard is the new Bruce Bowen.
Yo, Kawhi was
Bowen
putting
on
up
that
some
team.
bricks the other day, though.
More athletic.
He got a lot of open shots. He was throwing up some bricks.
All
Yeah,
right,
he
so
was.
So what are we to make of the LeBron thing, the LeBron James thing? I've heard several terms being used since that game. I heard
Distant
that
relative of
LeBron,
Donovan
quote
McNabb.
unquote, checked out. I heard that maybe he's just not as hungry because he's on the top of the mountain right now, and the guys that are below him are a little more hungry than he is. Do you guys buy any of that, or is it the same old that we've seen over the years? You know what I'm saying? Like I kept telling, like I keep reminding people, last year gave him all the props in the world, but I still said afterwards, okay, he stepped it up in this series and did everything that he was criticized, did everything opposite of what he was criticized of doing. Let's see if he can keep it up. Seems like he's getting into the biggest situations, and you expect him to be more aggressive, and it just wasn't happening. I didn't even get the stat before we did this, but I'm sure he didn't shoot more than 2 or 3 times in the fourth quarter like that of the last game.
I think he's just befuddled. He doesn't know what to do. It's crazy. It's crazy, man, because everybody's waiting for him to take over in these moments, and he's given these opportunities, and he doesn't. But I'm not one of the people that's going to sit around and bash him because here's something we were talking about before we came on. It's half of the people that hate LeBron that wait for him to have a game like this just to go in, and the other half are hammer eaters who wait for him to do anything like get a block shot and go off and say it's the great. Both of y'all are disgusting.
I heard
The
he was the
bottom line,
greatest screener in the
yeah, the bottom
history of
line
the
is
game.
the
None,
bottom
Games in
line
there.
is
yo,
he
the,
didn't show
the,
up. He didn't show up
the,
when he was supposed to, man, and he has to step up. I mean, it's one of those things where the game before last he didn't show up, and then everybody criticized him, and then he showed up. I don't understand why his buttons have to be pushed this way. I mean, why can't he just play the same way every game out? And it's sort of like he likes to put himself or his back against the wall before he
Right.
shows out, and I just don't get it.
the thing with me is the haters in waiting. The haters in waiting are bad. They definitely are. There's no denying that. But the hammer eaters, the Richard Riders, the idol worshippers, I can't take it, yo.
Yo, but by the
I
way,
can't take it, man.
your man Manu wears LeBron, so you might as well take that down too, because he's a sucker too for that.
Oh, I
All
wasn't
right,
informed.
so that's the story with LeBron from Game Five. Dwayne Wade for the past 2 games looked like he's being a little bit more aggressive, but as we explained before, it seems like the team, no matter what's going on, as LeBron goes, this team goes. Birdman didn't get off the bench. I really didn't understand that move. I'm pretty sure he can give you a little bit more energy and uh, defense than probably what Haslam gave you, but
Yo,
Haslam's a
what is Spo doing,
hometown
man?
superstar. I'm not really understanding what Spo is doing
Yo, as soon as we get Spo props, he goes back and does this. Embarrassing.
exactly because he is somebody, we've been giving him his props lately, but I guess when you go up against a Titan like Pop, you just lose your mind.
Pop has
So
that man
let's
scared to substitute.
He got
so
him in
let's
some
go to
panties, man.
let's go to Game 6. Last year, the Heat were in the same situation, not in the NBA Finals, but in the conference finals against the Boston Celtics. LeBron came out in Game 6, may have had the greatest game he's ever had in his life, had the
Yeah.
mad face on the whole time. And then Game 7, they came out and took advantage of their home court and won that. Game 6, the Spurs keep getting out to leads. They seem to play a little better in the opening minutes of the game. How do you guys see this one playing out? What's your prediction for Game 6, B. Austin?
Pain. Prediction is definitely pain. I think LeBron is going to go for 55, 12, and 14.
Damn.
Um, yeah, I got him. I got LeBron. I got LeBron just scorching. The other thing that I think Pop is going to do is Pop, while he's a wise man, he's a cocky son of a bitch sometimes. If he gets the inkling that the Heat are going to run away with Game 6, he's going to have a fast rope on his starters. He's going to pull them, and he's going to rest them for Game 7. I don't think that Pop is going to go all in to win Game 6 unless the Spurs are balling out of control and they set the tone early. If it looks like it's going to get out of hand,
I think he better go all in Game 6.
Because I don't see them winning a Game 7 in Miami.
Yeah, here's my thing, man. If the Spurs are to win this series, they have to do it in Game 6. But I haven't predicted anything right this series yet, so don't hold me to that. But at the end of the day, because we are to be punished by the basketball gods, I think this one will go 7 games. It'll probably be another boring-ass game. The Heat will probably win.
About 20.
By 37 points.
Heat by 46.
Yeah, the Heat will probably win this game by huge amounts, But I think that if they are to win this series, they better go all out now in Game 6. I don't believe in that pull them now. I think Pop and them have to go try to end this, man. You got somebody, you got somebody down, yo. Don't be like those bad guys in the movies when they got the good guy down. They want to
start talking to him.
Yeah, no, man, you want to crush him, man. Yeah. You want to step on their neck, break their neck, and crush them, yo.
Like Goldberg when Goldberg first hit in WCW.
Just pull the trigger. Don't talk to him.
Don't talk to him at all, man.
All right, so my prediction, it's one of those things, just like earlier in the series, you don't want to pick against the seesaw because they haven't proven, no one has proven yet that they could win 2 games in a row in this series. So I'm going to go with the Miami Heat. I'm hoping at least we can get a good game out of it instead of the games that we've been getting in the last 4. At the same time, I agree with Jimmy in saying that if the Spurs are going to do it, they need to do it now. I think if they lose Game 6, this would have been a wasted opportunity because I don't see them winning Game 7 in Miami. So yeah, I'm basically sticking with my pick. My original pick was Heat in 6, but I guess I have to go Heat in 7 now because I think they may break through and be the team to win 2 games in a row and take the NBA Finals. But it will be interesting to see, if the Spurs can come out and try to break their will a little bit early and steal Game 6 and steal this NBA Finals. So that's my prediction. Everybody, you know what it is. We'll be right back after Game 6.
Yes.
Maybe it'll be an NBA Finals recap all together, or it'll be a Game 6 recap and a preview of Game 7. Who knows? Stick around and just get with us. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Definitely do that because then you'll know when these videos come out without us having to tell you and market it to you. Comment on the videos because we will comment back. As a matter of fact, B. Austin, somebody came at you about your snapback because you did make a video a while ago talking about snapbacks. As usual, and definitely click the like button on that video as well. So this has been another episode of Inside the War Room with your homies from War Room Sports. I'm Devin McMillan, Dev Mac WR Sports. That's Jimmy Williams, JW the Blueprint on Twitter. And that's B. Austin at Thought Epiphany. As usual,
your mom liked my snapback though.
Don't accept mediocrity and be steadfast in the war against ignorance.
We'll see you chumps on top.
Kuwait, it's the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.